80% of every young person from the township does not have confidence. They just have ego because of where they come from. That's it. They are not confident.
Fulfillment.
They are not,
Amazing.
80% of every young person I've met, they are not confident. They don't speak from a place of knowing themselves. They know the environment that has made them so tough.
And I've always said this, they don't speak from a place of authority to say,
Yeah.
Mana, this is who I am.
The reason DNJJ is because of X, Y, and Z. So they always speak from a place of just arrogance. They speak from a place of ulwa because for them being tough is it.
Hello, everybody. My name is Happiness Sieko, and this is Imbadu Connect, where we discuss all things controversial and true and honest and all of that. This is the last episode for the year. See, God can do it. I didn't even think we can actually get here, but we're here, and I'm so grateful. Today.
Drum roll, please.
Today we don't just have anybody. So if you know me, right? If you know me, you know him. But if not, then you'll get to know him. It's the second 8 to the double 8.
Come on.
My God. Everybody please help me welcome the one, the only, Harmony Mbele.
Hey, Sabona, sis.
Hello, boo.
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm all good. Look at you.
Look at you.
Fun fact to the audience at home. We started podcasting before podcasting was a thing. And we will not announce because the conversations I had there, I was geeking over how honest we were. Yes, I was like, no, this was too much for the internet when we started.
I was watching the video that we made with the season. I'm thinking, oh my goodness.
Yeah, so we've been here. We just didn't know that the internet was going to become the internet like this. But yeah, man, thank you for having me to Imbadu, where you connect with your masses.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
To those that actually don't know you, because I don't know why. I don't know why they don't know you, but those that don't know you, who are you?
Oh my goodness, I think that's a very hard one. But ngimvana yenkosi mina ngasindiswa ngayithanda inkosi mina loyo. But I always say my voice is my invoice. So I'm a speaker. I get paid to speak. I'm a moderator for those that don't know. I connect through conversation, right?
Yeah.
And outside of that, I'm an MC, corporate MC. I don't do it's too exhausting. We do good evening. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us, for this beautiful occasion that we have right here, joined by Company X and Y. But that is what we do. So I'm also a programs manager at Scheme GP Foundation. So we give away school shoes. We do one of the second largest podcasts in the country. I mean, hey. So that's what we do. So yeah, I'm a creative and much more.
I know when I read somewhere that you are a philanthropist, right?
Yes.
And I said, well, yeah, of course, obviously, right? And your work feels very intentional.
Yes.
Why do you think that is so important?
Oh my goodness. I think the intention behind my work is because I understand the anointing that comes with the gift that I have. And I think I had to then realize what is the gift, Harmony. And for a very long time, it was misplaced, thinking that acting was going to be the one thing that was going to open the doors for me, because that was the first kind of dream I had as a young person. But no, how am I actually going to be an actor? Gandhi, there was something bigger than that. And I've not really gotten to the end of fully accepting the gifts that I have, that God has blessed me with. And I think it's because I understand that I'm a vessel more than anything. And then to connect with them and to connect with their souls more than anything. So I think the intentionality of who I am and my work and the spaces that I'm in and the confidence with the dash of arrogance that I exude is because of that.
Yes.
I know who I am. And it's just intentionality more than anything. Yeah.
So, I know that you grew up in Katlehong. We grew up in Katlehong,
Yes,
right?
Mandela to be
We
specific.
literally grew up in Mandela, but if you know, you know. Okay, if you know, you know.
I agree.
How does that, right? How does that upbringing, how has it shaped you into becoming the man that you are actually becoming, and just who you are in these boardrooms, these studios?
Absolutely. I think this is going to be a very interesting conversation, because I also want to ask you a few things.
Yeah,
because
okay,
I'll tell
okay.
you why. I think this conversation for me, it comes full circle. It's how we end off the year. And I think there's been a beautiful journey of a year that we've had that has had its own ups and downs. And we've really had to take time, step back and reflect, and to say that, God, please pour into our cups a bit more for us to be able to do the things that you've wanted us to do for so long, to the things that we've been scared to do. But I
Correct.
think being the kind of young man from Ekatlehong, Mandela, I think for me, more than anything, what inspired the kind of man that I am was the discourse that happened in my family. It was not even necessarily being from Mandela because I didn't know any better. Mandela for me was the same township as Soweto and
Yeah.
Alexandra.
Yeah.
You know, but I think the discourse that happened was just the abuse that took place at Kaya, from it being mostly physical towards my mom and my dad also trying to find his feet as indoor Dayasekai, being the man that was married to my mom at the time. So I think that gave birth to who I am today more than the community that I come from. Yeah.
What do you want to ask me? Before we get very far, because I'm just like, oh,
You know what?
oh my goodness.
For me, it's not even an ask, man. It's just about how's the year been? You know, you've done so much for yourself. You've launched a podcast officially, that is, you know, and you've watched yourself grow in Christ. And we've always been in Christ, but for you to take it to the public domain and to say, world, hear me out. I might have my flaws, but how's the journey been and how's the year been for you and the successes that came with it?
Let me tell you. This one in particular, 2025, has rocked me. Okay. Oh. I had a conversation with the ladies a while back, and I was telling them, but this year for me was literally just for pruning. Every other
Okay,
thing.
chaza pruning khona umntana waseMandela obukeleyo uthi yintoni ngokwi-pruning?
Not you. Not you. It can't be you. But anyway, it literally has been it's been a long season, man. It's been a season of shedding, right? What doesn't need to stay. It's been a season of recreating, reforming, and letting go of things that I'm supposed to let go of. It's been a season of me.
How do you let go? Sorry, but in the conversation of letting go and being pruned, let's use the anyanis as an example. You one layer at a time to find that aha moment. But how does one let go? You know?
For me, I can tell you it's not an easy thing to do, and it's not a thing or a time frame to say, okay, by this time I should have let go, right? It's a process, and I'm not saying bana izinto that I was saying I need to let go of. I've completely let go of, right? But it's things like me having control over things, right?
Yes.
And God telling me, "Bana, bruh, you actually don't have control. I do, right?"
I'm still struggling.
But it is so.
God, what do you mean I should let go when I'm trying to with my all to make this thing work? Because meet me halfway, dude. Like I call God dude sometimes. So
Obviously,
dude, meet me halfway. And I think with you saying letting go, I think for me, it's acceptance. The one thing about this year is just to accept, to know where you are in the position that you are in, and to just really understand, but it's okay. Just accept where you are. If you are between on a scale of 0 to 10, if you're at a 6, accept your 6. If you're on a 3, accept your 3, but find way to get to a 10. If you're at a 7, find a way. And if you're at a 10 already, find ways to expand and to help others that are at a 3 to get to a 6, to get to a 5. So I think that has been that, just accepting this moment, this journey, this time for what it is. But Joman, you're crazy. You're a very crazy girl. I must admit. No, you're very crazy.
What do you mean?
Yeah, go. At some point, there was singing. Then there was acting. Then there was ministry. Then there's podcasting. Then there's writing. Then there's a book. Then there was poetry. Then there's a lot. And I find that you are not giving us everything. It's the end of year. Let's hold each other accountable, Chomam.
Oh, my Lord.
Because at some point you were a poet of note. You sang songs and you belted, and you are a phenomenal writer. I mean, when is the book coming, Chomam? When is the book coming? Come on.
It's gonna come. It's gonna come. Oh, Sonny, you put me on the spotlight.
Come on.
You put me on the spotlight.
You are a jack of all trades, but a master of none. But you execute everything fully, and you run away from certain gifts because you think they're not yours, or you are supposed to remind someone else of them. So excuse you, Sissy. And these are all your gifts. God said we shall multiply.
Had I known, you wouldn't be here. Because what is this? What is this knowledge that you have? There is absolutely no way.
Let's start with acting and poetry and writing. What's happening? Where are we? It's end of year.
You know what happened?
We need to make New Year resolutions. Go.
You know what happened? What happened is I think we kind of know, right? Because even when we were shooting, and then you were literally the first person to find out I was pregnant, right?
Yes.
You remember how scared I was? I was like,
You like
no, right? Um, that kind of shifted things around. It didn't kill anything, but it shifted things around, how things are going to happen and all of that, right? And then I ended up in the corporate space, right?
Yes.
And you can literally tell if you were to go where I work right now, they tell you, but they know me for being a creative.
Oh, Betuna,
Right?
you dress like a creative chomam. You don't even dress like a corporate girly. Ofika ingathi uyakwa arts ndonto.
Because that's who I am, bro. Like, that's who I've always been. I speak to my manager a lot sometimes. My manager's like, I know we have you here, but I know that you're going to leave and go to the creative space. It could be in the company, but like, be creative. So everything else is really going to come. I was in this whole developmental ndondon, right? And I remember I was sharing something with the class, and one lady said, wait, are you a writer? I said,
Look at God prophesying.
well, you know. And he said, nah, bro, you need to go back to writing. If you really are a writer, you need to go back to writing. And I thought to myself, actually, that's something that I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. There's a lot that I have planned for next year, and I am going to give people who happiness is.
For sure.
Because I feel that I have so much to offer.
I agree.
So much more than what
I think maybe just for next year, Chomam, Nesiswam, like, I know you are a writer, but open every podcast with like a dear self or dear listener or watcher and read us. Because I'll tell you why I say this. I think you are the most feminine, or the most, you are so in tune with things that ezingadibananga nawe, but things that you receive. So meaning that if clearly Utabo no Sisipo, you'd better understand their trauma more than yours. Sure. Because it's better to relate when they tell their story, because yours is, it feels like a puzzle. Because you then have to fetch your mama, fetch your tata, fetch your booty, fetch you, and then you're like, it's too much. My story is too much for you to handle. Yeah. But from a Sisipo and the Tabo perspective, it's like, let me write from your perspective. Because then you are able to put together the pieces very well, more than you would in your own, right? And I think even from this kind of ministering that you're doing, and the journey of pregnancy, the journey of... No, I just had a thought. Meaning that, wait, I'm so sorry. This is just a chat. How did you handle that short left of corporate, that short left after? Because the dreams were there.
They were there, but they never died.
They don't, Galoku, but reality and the economy come in and they say, Chomam, you can't just Galoku wait for gigs. How did that short left and that pivot feel like?
I remember I get into this space, right? And first of all, I don't even know how I got to the company. When they asked me, I was like, bruh, I don't know who applied. I don't remember applying because, bro, now why would I actually apply for a corporate job, right? Because I'm like, I'm so creative, not a corporate job, right? But I somehow ended up there, right? And I get to the interview phases and I'm thinking to myself, hey, man, God is probably just giving me something new. I don't know what this is, but it has to happen, right? I remember I'm sitting there and I'm seeing like these rooms. It's a beautiful space, right? I'm sitting there and I'm seeing prayer room. And I thought, well, you know what? I think I belong here, right? And I started speaking it over and over while I was sitting there. I was like, I belong here. I belong here. I will be here. This is where I'm working,
Absolutely.
Right? Cool. I get into the interview and I'm having these conversations. Then there's this one guy. He's like, wait, you are a creative. And then tells everybody in the panel and says, Bana, I can bet you this girl is going to leave. Right?
I'm sure they put a period.
And I'm thinking, wait, but we are disqualifying, right?
Yeah.
And he really was. He was saying, nah, we shouldn't take this girl because she's going to leave.
Yeah.
When something, when a gig is on cool, she's literally going to leave, right? Now I have to promise, but no, man, I'm not going to do it. Da, 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 da. Cool.
Oh.
I go to the second interview, still in the same space, right? And I'm thinking, okay, they're not calling me because I'm a creative and stuff. But then I was saying, Lord, if you give me this job, I'm going to prove that guy wrong.
Yes.
Because then I'm not just a creative. There's so much more about me, right? You can't box me, right? Do you understand? Like, you can't box me. I'm smart, right? Cool. I got the job and there was something that we were supposed to do that's so difficult, a thingy that we're supposed to achieve. What is it? A certificate. But it's the most difficult thing to ever write in the financial sector space, right? Because that whole thing, right?
All right.
So I get it. And I see this guy.
Okay.
And I say to him, Bana, you remember you said, Bana, I don't belong here, that I won't last?
Yeah.
I said, I'm here and I have this. The guy apologized and bought me gifts because it was like, sorry, I doubted you.
Absolutely.
So that's literally how I got to be in the corporate space.
Sure, but how's the pivot with God? I want to know the trenches because I can imagine, because I know from my perspective, Ukba, the conversation with God, I doubted God for a very long time. Ukba, dude, you've blessed me with this gift. You've blessed me with this anointing to speak. You've blessed me with this anointing to MC. You've blessed me with this to act, to, I mean, we went through so many actors workshops. We've done those.
A lot.
We did it, right? And I think the pivot for me was just, I was in doubt with God the entire season of my life because I didn't know what's next.
But how many? Because I think Satosuga would, like, literally, maybe just after a while,
Yeah.
you became that political journalist,
Yes,
right?
yes,
and I
yes.
thought, yes, right? You became
Yes.
a presenter and stuff. So
Yes.
it's like, okay, right direction. But where, like, how did you get to a point where you're just like, oh Lord, I'm doubting you at this point?
No, because remember, there is things that we don't pray for that we get, but we only acknowledge what we pray for and not what we've gotten because
Yeah.
we're not praying for
Yeah,
those things that we then receive. And the moment of pivots, I've had so many pivots. Me being Ngibisuti Monday to Monday, June 17, like
Of course,
Jonga.
of course.
I like the fashion. Trust me, I'm there because of the fashion.
yeah,
Was
yeah.
probably more than the whack, but we shall whack.
We shall do it anyway.
Because I mean, bills gotta be paid, Joe. If you were to ask me, I'd be a radio presenter somewhere. I'd be a television presenter somewhere, and the next round of the SAFTAs, I'd be winning best television
course.
presenter of the year. Do you get my point? So I'm that kind. Very conversational, very, and that's the thing. So my pivot with God was, why does the pivot has to do with me having to use my mind kangaka? Like ngoku ndiyacinga John, ndiyastrategize.
Exactly.
Because now ndinokuhlala ndijonge i-Excel spreadsheet and I'm like, I don't know how to do this. Like, why?
Why must I do it?
Because I could be, hey, good morning, Mzansi. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much.
Top billing and
And they're coming back.
I did. When I saw it, I was like, you know what? Let me text this boy because you gotta lock in.
Top billing is coming back. That excites me, right? That gives me this zeal and passion for life. But what God has done again is put me in a space where to show me that there's reality harmony, right? Where when giving away school shoes, you think about a school shoe is nothing, but
Yeah.
through the foundation that I work for, you then realize, but there's so much that we need to bridge the gap. Not just for township schools, not for schools that are in Emakaya, but just bridging the gap even from an information perspective. But so many kids don't know what you know. They don't know what I know. And for them to actually have a sense of quality of life, they need to be given this information. So that is why it's also important that we always ask the government to give such platforms an opportunity to exist in schools, right?
Of course.
Where they are able to watch and just listen to perspective. Sometimes for me, Elo was that. I loved Elo in English
Yeah.
because I got to express in the most expressive ways that existed during our time.
Yeah.
I mean, we had drama. Our English was not just literature, bekufundwa, bekubhalwa, and then you then realize, but hey, there's a lot of stuff, man, that we can actually depart
Yeah.
with and share with, But I don't know, man. I don't know, but it's crazy. But I'm excited. I'm excited about
So
a whole lot.
this Umdana Mandela right now,
Yeah.
that's actually watching you. You sound posh, by the way.
Oh, Betuna,
right?
no.
You sound so posh, right? And Bana, in that space where we come from, sounding like this is very foreign.
Because
I-
coconut
Johnny, like, man, sana, this is not the place. This is system of Sinilana. Did you ever find it difficult for you to actually be or Harmony that's
Yes,
actually posh?
for
Did you have
sure.
to like suppress yourself?
Ndigay kaloku mna xa ndikhumsha elokishini nje like hayi lana ukuba ugay lo man unobumofi unobuntu engaqonda, and I did my nails from a very young age.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
So I think the word lately that was found was being metrosexual, right? And again, I don't identify or see that. No, I'm just a clean gent. That it's simple as that. Joko uthanda umuntu wakho wasemafemini, thanda umuntu wakho it's fine.
You like dirt?
Xa uthanda umakhenikhi wakho oveza
Yeah.
umqhekeza wakhe yonke indawo, it's
mean,
okay.
yeah.
Xa uthanda engcolile njani, it's okay. And I think redefining manhood is so important, especially for this generation. And for me, speaking though that I do was because I was so intentional with being number one in the country for public speaking. When I found public speaking, I found my aha.
Ran with it.
I found my aha. And speaking gave me more than just a life. It allowed me to envision. It allowed me to understand what diplomacy was. It allowed me to understand public relations. It allowed me to then imagine what politics and policy is all about, to just imagine what a president and a deputy president does. And for me to see myself as a diplomat in my own country and to just go out and go speak about issues that affect young people in South Africa, in our communities. So for a larger scale, me speaking the way that I do was because I found my aha and my why. And when I found that, I ran with it. And it then came with a lot of questions. But why Why does it speak this way? Why are you able to...
Isn't it annoying?
Yeah, it was. But I then realized, every room I've been, number one, in the Mbatu community, I want you to understand and hear me well. I've been in over 10 flights. I've never paid for one flight ticket.
Come on now.
I've never.
Sure.
That was because of how I speak. I'm able to converse. I am an engineer when it comes to conversations. I bring things that don't exist in a conversation, and you find yourself landing and finding yourself introspecting in a moment that was created by me, the conversational person. And so I've worked with Standard Bank, MTN, Avis. I've worked with a lot of companies, but to only say that me speaking and sounding this way for a kid in the township, I want them to actually understand that it was because of hard work. I don't enunciate the way that I do. Then voiceover came in. Then you learn how to enunciate, how to breathe, how to actually speak.
Yeah. Stop.
You
The
know,
whole thing,
pause. A dramatic pause. I didn't understand what it was, but it was for a moment to land. Allow something to land. So for a very long time, I think Jomna, I'm just your boy from next door. They just understood that for me to live the kind of life that I want, to be a global leader, I'm a global citizen, and to get my passport stamped and get like probably 10, 20 passports in my lifetime, just traveling the world. The only way I can do that is actually if I am intentional about speaking, intentional about conversation, and very intentional about the people I have those conversations with, and you being one of them here today. So I think it was just that. Now kumsha kwami ukuthetha kwami was just a by the by, but I then realized Uguti, my voice is actually my invoice. I get paid to speak.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't engage in any other conversation that does not allow me to get paid. So clock that.
Guys, you heard? You do not. You don't.
So that's why I stopped doing events for free, emceeing for free, like exposure. This was like,
And
dude,
I hate that so bad,
I've
bro.
gotten so
Like,
many
what do you mean
extra
exposure, bro? What do you mean?
I'm like, no, sometimes I actually tell them, Google me.
Yeah.
I think just Google me. I'm there. Just say Harmony Mbele. You'll see. My resume is it's there.
It's good.
Yeah, I don't work. The thing is, I find a lot of people that want excellence, but they don't want to pay for excellence. They then want to give you exposure for excellence when you do know that you're hiring me because I'm excellent.
Yeah.
You know, so they give me a mic, I'll give you magic. I always say, you know, I create magic. I give you a show. So in all of that, so we need to understand as creatives that if we don't respect our craft, and I wish that as MCs, as singers, as dancers, there was a flat rate of at least 10,000, so that the people stop charging less than that. When you know at least for any decent, amazing MC, 10 grand should be your starting bid. Then you go up because of experience, your clientele, what you offer, how you offer it, and the amount of years you've been in the game. I started this in grade 9.
But bruh, see, I hear you say that, right?
Yeah.
But I think you have a kind of understanding that people actually don't have, right?
Okay,
And how you've positioned yourself as a creative,
Sure.
right? There's people, you have a whole lot of portfolio. Your portfolio is
Absolutely
great. But there's people that, man, you know, this is who I am. I know that I'm actually a creative.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that says I'm a creative and this is my work.
Sure.
And credibility comes from here and all of that. How do you do that?
You need a moment. I always say, as someone that does not have a portfolio of evidence, You need a moment to showcase what it is that people are paying for. And from a branding perspective, capture it. Capture the moment. So I always use this with singers. So many singers have gone viral. It was because of a moment that was captured, and now people can pay them because
Based
of a
on the
viral
moment.
moment that they had that was captured from a branding positioning perspective. Now they get to say, I'm valued at 10,000 Rand because of what the world has seen.
Correct.
But you, from a speaking perspective, is speak so well. I always saying it, Mina, if I'm hired by Unwabisa, Happiness Yego, my next client.
Please don't call me that. First of all, let me tell you something. I'm not called that by anyone, right? You see, Harmony knows me too well, bruh. Anyway, yeah.
So if I'm booked by you, my next gig is coming from your audience. I know that. I've never attended a gig and my next gig does not come from the same gig I was at. Someone they will love, like, and be blown away by what I do and how I execute. So these things for me then say, find a moment, capture the moment, brand the moment, and then take it out to the world. And I always say, dude, imagine how much you want to make in a month and think how many gigs you have to do to get that. If you want to make 10 grand, divide the 10 grand by 4 weeks. A week, get a gig. If you can't, then take X amount, divide that in a month, and see in a week time, I want to do 2 gigs this week, 2 gigs here, 2 gigs here, 2 gigs here. And some gigs might be for free. And find your time. Actually, Mbatu, the reason why we are in corporate is not because of anything, but it's because we have to sustain this gift that we have
on the inside.
So I can't arrive at an event in a suit at my previous. So my corporate allows me to actually pay for what.
I'm going to need you to actually repeat that. Okay. Say it again. Yeah, it's very important. You understand why.
Yeah, so I can't arrive, right? At the previous gig in the same suit I was wearing at another gig and repeat it again. We can't.
You can't.
A brand, kalogo. How khonagala? Because again, from a branding perspective, right? And when you brand yourself, I always say, Joe, like probably the outfit that I'm wearing now is 800 Rand. No, ijonge, blazer, is a vest. Blue formal nesihlangu. These are like 350 most probably. The pants are like 180. The loafers galok chomam. And the ingathi zindisemo nakho. Like every time I have them on.
Do you understand?
Man ingathi shorter. Yeah, shorter nje uGG okanye LV somewhere. But they give the aesthetic.
They do give the job is done.
Jonga, that is striped. Jonga man, nganimali. Nganimali.
Tell you.
That vest is what
it takes.
We kaloku uyayibona lando ndiku-holiday. Man jonga man funa umuntu xa ndijonga athi deserving much.
Yeah, exactly my point.
Deserve i-holiday.
Yes.
Jonga nguTempo reach out my
reach
darling.
Out, come on.
Reach out.
Come on.
Kini Lovisa ke lo sentanyeni reach out.
Lovisa reach
and you're
out.
also wearing Lovisa by the way. I clocked it.
Come on. You guys can do better. Your stands and you can do better, bras. Okay.
And I say this only to say that sometimes even influencers, like this is influence what you're doing. There's someone that was watching this out there somewhere and they actually want to dress like you do. They want to speak like you do. So sometimes it's important for brands to find your micro influencers. These ones that are not really as popular, but that leave an impression from where they come from. So we are not asking for like a Woolworths bag with a few cat matlalas in there. All we are saying is just make it fair. Make it fair. Let us influence. Let us teach. Let us show the young ones that it is more than possible. Because you'd find that over 45% of young people don't have access to data. They're always hotspotting ekolweni. And these are the kind of conversations we then need to have to say that we ourselves as people that are coming from these communities, we understand what it means to be disadvantaged and saying that they don't have data to scroll on TikTok. They don't have data to scroll. Then guys, free mode Facebook. There's a free mode, Joe. But all you're doing is texting, it feels like Nixit. When I saw that, I was like, this is so ghetto. But you then think about what is so ghetto. You're like, they don't have money for data.
Yeah,
so there was a free mode. I was like, this is so tacky. And, and then you then imagine those that don't even have Instagram. TikTok is expensive. YouTube, watching an hour's worth of content is a lot. But the information that is here, someone would have to pay me at least 15 grand for me to speak at the event. But at the same time, we are here then saying that dude, I want these platforms to exist. I want data to be accessible in my lokishini. I want this kind of information to be something that is always there for a young child that wants to aspire for something. What content creation is, what it means to sit and edit, what is an audio engineer, how do you put together such a set, how do you do this, how do you speak? And if there's anything that I've learned is that 80% of every young person from the township does not have confidence. They just have ego because of where they come from. That's it. They are not confident.
Moment.
They are not,
Amazing.
80% of every young person I've met, they are not confident. They don't speak from a place of knowing themselves. They know the environment that has made them so tough.
And I've always said this, they don't speak from a place of authority to say,
Yeah.
Mana, this is who I am.
The reason DNJJ is because of X, Y, and Z. So they always speak from a place of just arrogance. They speak from a place of ulwa because for them being tough is it. Even the ladies, the vulnerability of just being a lady, just the etiquette of sitting down, the etiquette of just having,
Hear me out.
like like
What do you mean? Like, please,
sit, man.
sit.
You cross your legs. Even as a gent, this is how I sit. And then and you listen. Now,
Something.
and you're just like, so I think in the new year, Yego, this is your last episode. Did I just call Yego?
Oh, you're annoying me so much, my word.
But what can we then expect from you? I think, what can we expect before you throw it back to me? Because I know you are very...
You know what, Harmony?
Talk to us.
I want to venture into business. But you know what? See, my thing is, I always tell people, but now I am not the one with hard labor. I'm here. Right? I don't like hard labor. I'm here, right? I believe that God really gave me creativity. I see things that people don't see, blind spots.
By the way, you are like a Sibu Mabena.
Girl, I love you so much.
Sibu, I'll tell you, every time Sibu speaks, she's so feminine. We're like, uyilando, kodwa uyakwazi ukuthi mnquma kufuneka athe mnquma uyayifumana lando. Xa ezolibiza lonke uyakwazi. Xa ifuna ukuthi la uyamkhupha. Because you are that. So every time I see Sibu Mabena and I'm like, you could actually, like, there's so much that I think she's paved for people like yourselves to exist. PR in South Africa, we need more companies to give us more talents so that your guys' work is there. But you're still telling us the business venture, yes.
You're right. It's in PR, bruh. It's in PR. It's in that's I really love that, bruh. I really love.
And PR like red carpet interviews. Let's do this. Let's put together this campaign. I'll brand manage this. I'll do this.
Exactly. Position yourself as a brand.
Yes. For me, again, and in fact, the word is you being a talent manager. Because we don't have a lot of people that are able to manage talent and putting them with company A, and B, and C. And there's this talent that is spoken about and raved about. In America, someone has an assistant, they have a manager, but now not you alone as Uyeko, but you as a company, having all these artists under you. And I don't mean like just management, but I mean like from a PR positioning perspective, here is a brand that we've put together. Here is a travel thing that we've done. So there's so much. And I do see you doing that. And the thing is, it's right in line with everything because...
It is. It honestly is, right? It honestly is. Even at work, I'm trying to position myself to get to a point where, in fact, I've started positioning myself to be at a space or at a point where I'm just like, from here, right from this position that I'm in right now at work, when I leave this, I'm doing this.
Yes.
Exactly, right? And I'm getting so much exposure. I'm so in love with it. I'm so proud of it. But yeah, man, there's a lot coming next year.
There's a friend of mine I want to connect you with. She's Annalise Morgan. She's a teacher. She does amazing stuff. But I think if you're to start with her, she does incredible stuff. Yeah, in her terms, she's just doing content, but there's something there.
Something about Annalise.
Uzoitunga. Trust me.
We'll meet soon.
Yeah.
Okay, see you soon. Okay.
All right.
I want to know something, right? You are a twin.
Oh.
Yeah. to the best guy
I forgot.
ever. What do you mean?
I forgot uba ndiliwele.
Why?
Ndiliwele kaloku. I forget uba ndililo. Like I was having this conversation, ndilibele uba ndino +1.
I wanna ask about that +1. Bruh, I feel like you have a sense of individuality, even though only twin,
Kaloku.
right? Like, how's that? So the question is, in a state of you being under pressure, and triumph as well, right? Do you see your innocent mirroring you? Do you see a mirror?
Oh, Soze.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it would take training.
Okay.
It would take training. No, guys, I always say this, and hear me well. If there's ever best friends that mimic one another, speak the same, dress the same, have the same language mannerisms, then one of them is living an imposter life. There is absolutely no way people can be... Joe, even twins themselves are not, as much as we look identical, but what we've been poured into is so different. Most twins want to brand themselves so that there's something that makes them stand out. But there's so much when you guys break apart and one is able to find their calling, find yours, and then build something then that says we are here. The one thing that a lot of guys, like I'm imagining him in a boardroom. Like
Sacha.
Yeah, ati.
Sacha.
Nuzo angathini mntaka xa ngathiwa endo bathini EOD. Angathi manje kuthiwa
Manje yini leyo?
manje
come back.
Yeah, Harmony, ama stats. Yeah, I can imagine. No. So to answer, no, I don't think you could. No, man, I don't. Even I could
You
never.
can't. Exactly my
Thetha
point.
uthanda ibhola,
Yes.
uyabaleka.
Way different.
Andikwazi ukubila, andibilela certain reasons.
Yeah.
And I think there's
You go, boy.
No, Tetana, no, guys, my twin. And the most beautiful thing that I've always said is, as twins, find each other very in your worlds, apart from being one.
Yeah.
Then once you've done that, build something then that puts you guys together. So I can't then put myself and Innocent on social media just to do OOTDs because we know that's the business. And there's a lot of
Because
twins.
even your guys' style is not even the same.
Owasekhaya angafaka uBrandwood manje, angaqoka Innocent tracksuits Monday to Monday. He's cool.
And
But I want linen. I wanted this linen shirt. And uthetha nathi, oh yayibaxa ngosiko. Ndoni linen. And I wanted this nice scarf that goes here. Athi, oh, Harmony, yabona why abantu bathi wena
because of course that's what you do. Yeah.
So that's the thing, man. I think we're so different, yet so alike. If there's anything that I wish for my brother is just to flourish and to find the thing that he's been placed to this world to execute.
The thing that makes him him.
Yeah. I think a dream of his to play football was taken away from him. So the same thing that I always advocate
I've always thought, when I thought about
Innocent, you're like
I was
soccer.
like, my boy, soccer one way.
Athletics, and again, I want to say these two things. We've not done enough as a community, as communities rather, or as government, to allow our young boys from the township to better understand the gift of being footballers. Because all they do is they play in Bukwini Napakate. And then there's a 1%, there's always one in probably 100,000 that makes it out of the hood that plays. Like at home, there's one, I think Ngudondolo, he's with Orlando Pirates. Mfundo Vilagaz is the Soweto 1 in 10,000.
Yeah.
There's another one was probably Eastern Cape, who's also one of 10,000. But we are not able to actually produce, or maybe we don't have enough divisions, or maybe we're not pouring enough money in these different divisions. The same thing with netball. So many young girls in the township play netball, but they don't get to see the fruit of the labor that they've been putting in since primary school, high school. They don't even get to go to university because even that life on its own of university is not painted, is not being pushed forward for them to better understand. You can also you can do netball, you can do soccer and make it out, and actually be something. Usia Kolisi has done something that is incredible for the young boys in the Eastern Cape, Etogoza, Emandela, and just for them to understand that it is possible to be what he is for the nation. So it's that, man.
I want you to say something. People look at you, right?
Yeah.
And babona all these titles, the accolades, everything. I want you to talk to a boy was a Mandela, right? Who's looking at you and thinking, oh, but you had it easy. I mean, we know you didn't have it easy.
Oh, for sure.
No, you didn't have it easy, right? I want you to be so real about what it takes to get here, where you are right now. I know that you don't think you are there already, but what did it take? The sacrifices that didn't make
Absolutely.
it on your bio.
I always say, as a young person, don't let your excuses be valid reasons for not living your dream. We're always having excuses as young people. There's a reason why X is not being done. There's an excuse why this, but for how long will that excuse and reason be valid for? For how long will your mom or your dad being an alcoholic be valid for?
Yeah.
For how long will your economic status be a valid reason for? And I then say, but as a person, just as a young person from Mandela, from whichever community, township you come from, be bold, understand what it means to have a dream, understand what it means to have a vision, and it will be hard. It's not easy. Every other day, the only thing that I can bet you that it is possible, as much as we now see what is happening with universities, is get that degree, go to school, find a way to materialize what it is that you can do. But for me, again, it was because I built a community around me that trusted me, that understood me, that valued me, that allowed me, that reassured me. And if you need reassurance, go to a community that will reassure you. Go to people that you look up to, find that, read the word, understand that Uthixo has brought you to this world to become something. So when things look very impossible, speak life into isimo sakho uba noma kunje Thixo kodwa nthabatha uba ngenye imini kube njeyana, noma singasokola ekhaya kodwa Yehova ngenelela, kodwa noma sisokola kungenakutya kungenantoni Yehova ndigcwalise ibanam. So if there's anything again is mntanam, just guqa ngedolo mihla namalanga. And I am evidence of what God has done in my life because bekhona uYehova. Me, everything that I've done, the titles, the stages, it's because of God. It's because I believed in the gift. I believed in the anointing. I believed in who He wants me to become, as much as I've not fully accepted the gift that I know that I need to ascend to, because disaphila apha enyameni okwangoku, but I'll get there, and I need to allow that to take its own time, its own journey, for the day when I stand in front of the masses, that andingenzi imikhuba nezinto bekufuneka ndizenze kuqala before I fully accept the gift that the Lord has blessed me with. So as a young person, wherever you are, just believe in yourself a bit more. Don't believe in what you see around you. Don't believe in what you are being told, but believe in what you can feel. You know, whatever that's been planted in you, it's about time that you harvest it. And the only way that you can do that is by believing in God and believing in yourself and believing that there will be a way. He will make a way, and He will break those chains that you feel restricted, and you'll be able to breathe at some point because you believe that much. So just believe, man. Just believe in yourself. And if there's anything being said to you otherwise, believe in you. Bet on yourself. The only thing that allows me to be Harmony Mbele is because the betjengam. And I always say my confidence comes with a dash of arrogance, because I need that dash of arrogance to remind you, me and you are not the same. As yes, you might be well spoken, but and then you might have your dad's Porsche Ferrari, and then I'm in those rooms now where people use their parents' accolades. But no, my dad is. No, I drive. I don't care. I'll own the company if I must. I'll buy. So my dash of arrogance becomes a thing that pushes me. I might be confident, yes, but I also need arrogance. I mean, you don't speak to me that way, and you call them back to order and create boundaries around you, around your mind, your heart, and your soul, and you just keep close and always make sure that there's something that you're chasing. There should be always something that you're chasing when happiness. As a young person, if you understand that at 22, at 25, I want, chase that 25. Chase that, how that person looks, how they live, how educated they are. Chase that 25. 30 must be the same. But otherwise, I think, yeah, man, just believe in yourself. Beja ngawe mntomtsha. Beja ngawe, akekho omnye ozobeja ngawe.
I always say this. If you ask me, if you look at me, look at my life, you know that God is real, but also you know, Bana, I have faith that like there is like you believe things that you don't see, but you believe them, right? I mean, I'm so proud of you. I'm so thankful to God for you. I'm so grateful that our cross paths,
Our cross paths.
wait. Our paths cross, not cross paths.
Jongacho, man.
Our paths crossed
Dala sikhumsha
the
kaloku.
way they did, and
Yeah.
that we're here now, we're still growing and becoming.
Absolutely.
Right? I'm so grateful. Thank you
The
for
name
being
of my
here.
next podcast actually is Becoming. I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell
Now
you
we
about
know.
it. Yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Everybody watching, thank you so much for watching. This is Imbadu and say this is the very last episode of the year. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to see you next year. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button to see things like this one when they actually do take place. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes, man. Bye.
Cheers, everybody.